What's up, guys? Good morning. I just wanted to talk to you guys for a little bit. I had a little bit of time this morning, so I figured I'd do my video real quick. But first off, I want to say thank you to the people that are around me that continue to be positive in their life as well as mine when it comes to talking about business or just life in general. And I definitely want to say thank you to the people that hold me accountable for making my videos. People been asking me when will be the next time I make one. And, just telling me that things that happen with me being out here on the road can help other people. So I'm going to try to continue to be consistent making my videos. Sometimes I just get busy. But today I want to talk about how I ended up getting my CDL and just about me leaving corporate America in general. It's funny that I got my CDL because my mom was one of the people that wanted me to get it a while ago, and I was like, I don't want to drive. That's not something I want to do for a living. Sometimes, you just don't know where life is going to take you. One thing that I knew for sure and that my husband knew for sure is that we both wanted to own a business. We didn't know what type of business we wanted, but we knew for sure that that was something that we had in common. I do have my degree. I went to school and to college and got my bachelor's in business administration. And once I got out of school, I thought I thought it was going to be easy. I thought I was going to be able to find a job and get some experience, but it didn't turn out to be that way. I was going to interviews in the beginning that the jobs didn't really seem legit, and I say that because my specialization in school was marketing, so I started looking for marketing jobs. And some of the places that I went to, I just wasn't sure about. They didn't seem legit to me. Then I was finding jobs that either they wanted you to have experience, or they didn't want to pay much, or there was no room for growth. And eventually, me going through that process continually, I got tired of it. And it got me to thinking like, hey, you do have a business, and although you don't drive like my husband does, and he has his own story to tell, but although I wasn't a driver at the time, I started considering it. I was doing other things as far as the business, but driving I knew would put us in a better position. It was worth the money. It was going to help my family. So I made the decision to do that. And especially after I talked to another young lady that I know, and she was telling me her story, and she let me know that she left her corporate job and she did the same thing. She went to college, and she was experiencing some of the same things that I was. And she, at the time, she started working with her fiance. They have a business, but they have dump trucks. So fast forward, I ended up going to school. I took out a loan, which I shouldn't have done, but it wasn't for much, to go to take driving lessons. And that was a waste of time because I'm taking these lessons and they helped some, but not much. Then I went to another driving school, and they wanted to teach me everything that I already knew. So they basically wanted me to start over and take my money. It wasn't happening. My husband is the one who ended up teaching me how to drive. And when I tell you guys that it was blood, sweat, and tears, that's exactly what it was. I can remember because we talk about this all the time, and there were literally times that I would cry and want to quit. I remember because I learned how to drive a manual, and he would not. I kept saying, let me just learn how to drive an automatic. That way we can just get on the road right away. I can drive an automatic. He's like, no, I don't want you to have any restrictions on your license. So I remember driving down the street one day, and I'm trying to shift gears, and the truck cuts off in the middle of the intersection. When I tell you guys, it was hot outside, and I was so frustrated, and I started crying. And this man, he is so crazy. He would not let me give up. He would not take over the wheel. He was like, forget everybody else. Forget the people that are driving behind you. Forget the people that are tooting their horn, cussing you out. Just take a breath and start over and get the truck started and get out the road. This happened to me several times, but I tell you what happened. Because he made me do that, once I went to take my test, I didn't allow the truck to cut off, because I had already been through it a few times, and I didn't want to fail my test. Ended up taking my test. I took it the first time. I failed. I can't remember why, but it was something stupid. So the next day I went to take my test again, and they tried to fail me. But the instructor tried to tell me that I had something wrong on the test. I left, and I got to thinking about it, and I told my husband, I don't think she was right about that. And I ended up going back to the MVA and talking to her supervisor and letting her know everything that I said during the test. And it turns out that I was right. And it's so funny, because if I wouldn't have went back, I would have been defeated, because I was crying and upset. Like, I knew that I knew what I was talking about. You ever been in that type of situation? You know what you're talking about, but somebody else tells you one thing. And I'm thinking, because she's the instructor, she knew what she was talking about, but clearly she didn't. So I'm saying all that to say that, go after your dream. Don't let anybody tell you any different. If it's something that you really want, go for it. Don't let anything hold you back. Don't let negative people hold you back. Any of that. That's another thing that I learned, that sometimes the people that are around you aren't necessarily going to be supportive of your dream or supportive of things that you're doing. And sometimes you just have to block those people out. Some people get left behind. It just happens. It's a part of your growth. It's nothing like having somebody toxic around you when you're trying to do something to grow. So anyway, that's my story. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. One thing I did want to add is that the young lady that I was talking to, she has her B CDL, the one with the dump truck, and now she's going, she wants to go for her A. She's telling me that I inspire her. It's funny. She inspired me, and I now inspired her. It's funny how that works. And since then, I've met a few other women that also drive trucks that inspire me as well, and we talk on a regular basis. So anyway, I look forward to continuing to grow as a woman, growing my business, and if I can help people along the way, I'll do that as well. So that's my story, you guys. I got to get going, but everybody have an awesome day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.